generally happy with the signals so far. We don't have any technical confluence to them. The signals as they are, as they stand today, is just based on bubbles and how they deviate over time. It's just retail positioning over time, since we know they're usually wrong. But we don't have any technical component. We don't have anything technical to say that it is a technical buy or a sell. It's just purely sentiment. So what about combining the two together, having sentiment and technical? Because that's the quasi-DB system. It's the shifting over time and then checking your technical analysis for entry. So what would be really good, I think, would be to use the monthly pivots because they're incredibly powerful and they're like line in the sands. They don't lie. It's just if we're above, then it's a buy. If it's below, we're a sell. So assuming that we had the sell signal from the bubbles, it would then cross-check where's price with monthly pivot. Are we below? And then it will satisfy yes to the bubble deviation and yes that we're below monthly pivot. So I think that's a really, really good idea personally. It will mean, however, that we get less signals, but they'll be better quality because they'll include the technical. So what we have a new quasi-DB group called Pivots. All right, so everyone's welcome to join it. It's just notification, a yes message if we're above, and a no message to say we're below. And the idea is that we're gonna probably 2021, maybe in December, is that we'll combine the two together in the signal. Currently, as it stands, the signals are from bubbles, and then we're gonna eventually roll out the technical check in the signals. So that will happen November, December, potentially January. The reason why I'm doing a phased rollout is because the signals are working very well as they are currently, but we just want some technical notification in that signal, and I don't want to just like brute force it, tomorrow. And so we have a new signal system. I want to like gradually roll it out in phases. So phase one was the bubble deviation, and phase two is having the monthly pivot notification. Are we above or below? And then phase three is the combination of the two, and that's the quasi-DB 2021 group, which should then be created, and that will be combining the two together. Hopefully it makes sense. I think it makes perfect sense to have technical and sentimental because you sort of want one to agree with the other, obviously. So this is a great example, the dollar CAD. We had some sell messages and we will blow monthly pivot and check what happened. And try and maybe have a target in mind. We do have the no message from the bubbles, but if you've made like 70 pips on a trade, then common sense would be to move your stop and then say you've got some insurance policy. But this would have been a perfect example of a sell message that's also below monthly pivot. So going forward in November, December, we'll have the monthly pivot check. All right, so just a heads up there. And the invite is on this message on Patreon, and that's how you get your notification from the pivots. So hopefully it's going to be a good one. I think it should be really cool. And note your shifting across time as well. That's from the bubbles. And then we have a technical cross check, and that's it. So it should be really good.